Welcome back, my lovely citizens. Today we are going to be covering a Arceus Pikachu Beedrill list that also includes both Zigzagoon and Zapdos, so I guess you could call this ABPZ. So, the concept behind this is I wanted a deck that's able to beat Palkia pretty easily, have a big tanky attacker to hit behind, have the Arceus for consistency and to accelerate energy, and the Beedrill to take knockouts just kinda out of nowhere against a lot of the special energy reliant decks in the meta. For example, Arceus V-Star, it can get an early KO on after they've gone attach basic energy, attach double turbo energy. You can get a KO on that, which interrupts their Sharon's Care looping, as well as being able to use Zapdos anytime they don't put a Dunsparce into play. You can burst Zapdos into play after something else is knocked out by using Raihan, so you've got a lot of different options here. But going over the list, we have 4 Arceus V, 2 Arceus V-Star, 1 Crobat V, 1 Galarian Zigzagoon. This lets us hit a couple of very crucial numbers, for example, hitting 200 minus 20 plus Belt hitting 210 plus this hits 220. So you can knock out an Arceus V, you can knock out a Palkia V, you can knock out a Dialga V, etc, etc. Then we have the Zapdos, again, mainly here to hit fighting weakness. It's mainly here as an Arceus counter, but like also has utility against other matchups because it also does discard a special energy from our opponent. Although if they have a special energy on them, the main thing we'll want to use is the Beedrill, which has Persisting that knocks out the opponent's active Pokemon if it has any special energy attached to it. Then we also have Jet Spear for 110, for if you want to hit those pesky Miltanks that have exactly 110 health. If they don't happen to have any special energy on them already, you can discard an energy to take that knockout. So on top of that, we also have 2 Lumineon, which lets us search out Single Strike Mustard from our deck. We could grab Ultra Ball and something else to thin our hand down to 0 off of Starbirth to be able to grab Lumineon and then Single Strike Mustard. This makes for a very easy combo into getting Beedrill onto the field. On top of that, we have 4 Cram-O-Matic, also helping us play down our hand and search out specific cards. You could Cram-O-Matic away something, get Ultra Ball, thin your hand down, grab Lumineon, grab Mustard, or just cram away an item in your hand if it's the last thing in your hand, grab Single Strike Mustard, and then go off. On top of that, we also have 2 Energy Search for item-based Energy Search, clearly, because it's called Energy Search. Then we have Ordinary Rod, lets us put back different pieces. We can put back Flying Pikachu VMAX, we can put back Arceus V-Star, and most importantly, we can put back Beedrills after we've already had 2 of them go out. On top of that, we also have Pal Pads, so we can reuse Mustards, Bosses, Sharon's Care, Marnie, Research, Raihan, etc. Then we have 4 Quick Ball, 4 Ultra Ball, great for thinning down the hand and searching out all your Pokemon. 3 Training Court, because we need to be able to have an out to energy guaranteed after using Mustard to put Beedrill onto the field. Having Training Court in play with a Grass and Discard guarantees that we have the Grass attachment to be able to KO with. On top of that, we have 2 Boss, 1 Sharon's Care, 1 Marnie, 2 Research, 1 Raihan, and 2 Single Strike Mustard, as well as 2 Air Balloon, 2 Choice Belt, 3 Double Turbo Energy, 1 Fighting Energy, 3 Grass Energy, and 3 Lightning Energy. This list is a lot of fun to play. I brought this to a 1K this past weekend and started 2-0-1. Game 1, I tied against an Urshi player. We went 1-1 and then ran out of time, so it ended up tying. Game 2, I played against an Arceus Inteleon player and was just able to streamline knockouts by using Beedrill on their first Arceus and then pick up a KO on the next Arceus with the Galarian Zapdos that I was able to burst into play after they knocked out the Beedrill, so that went perfectly as planned. Then I hit a Reggie player and just sort of went double Pikachu VMAX and walled them out of the game. The few things that I changed about my list from the 1K to today is, at first I had 3 Single Strike Mustard, no Pal Pad, no Sharon's Care, and also a Tool Scrapper. The Tool Scrapper didn't end up being very relevant, and one of my 2 losses in this, which ended up pushing me out of top 8 for the 1K, I ended up losing to Flaffy Box using Zekroms, because I have no switch effects in this deck, so if they hit me with Zekrom, they're just able to get the KO next turn, basically. So, in order to fix that, I added a Sharon's Care. It's good for healing and also looping the Arceus. So I can sit there, hit them with the Arceus, accelerate onto another Arceus on the bench, Sharon's Care, loop it. If they paralyze me, I can cure the paralysis by picking up my Arceus and going up with another one. And I can also loop it back into deck with Palpad as well. And a second reason why I feel like I definitely needed the Palpad here was there were a lot of different instances of me wanting to use Boss more than once in a game, or needing to bin the Raihan early and wanting to Raihan later in the game. So Palpad, I think, is very useful for that, plus it's another item in the deck that you can Cram-O-Matic away if you don't need it. And then, finally, we also lost to a Palkia player, but that was because Game 1 we started with Zapdos V, didn't really get a turn 2 Arceus V-Star attack. We got down turn 1 Arceus with attachment, but we never found Ultra Ball or any other out to the Arceus V-Star, so we lost Game 1, and then Game 2, I would have had game if I got my second Flying Pikachu VMAX off of prizes. Because all I needed was to take one more KO on a Palkia V-Star, and unfortunately, I couldn't do that because my last Flying Pikachu VMAX was one of my last 2 prizes. Other than that, the deck ran exactly as expected and was a lot of fun to play, so feel free to give this list a shot for yourself. This is ABPZ. Hope y'all enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe if you did, and I'm hoping to make some more deck profile content soon. Probably with some Lost Origin stuff, so stay tuned for that. Talk to y'all later.